Vice General Director of State Police Ida Hainai said the police has disturbing information regarding the protest development and is prepared to respond to any act of violence. Upon returning from Germany, the DP chair has called upon citizens to participate in another protest, stating that the Durrës interceptions reveal the government's connection with crime. Tirana Mayor Ariane Vliai, in the capacity of candidate to run for a second term, has called upon all Democrats not to be swayed by the interests of their leaders to destroy the city. It is 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 8th of June, 2019. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Oliver, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. And we begin tonight with the Vice General Director of State Police, Ida Hainai, who gave a press statement to the media about the opposition protest. Hainai said that the police has disturbing information regarding the protest development and has therefore called on the opposition leaders to control individuals that may have serious criminal backgrounds and not to allow masked individuals in the protest who may cause large-scale violence. Vice Director Hainai said that all measures were taken, including from previous protests. Today, some political forces have called a protest rally. State police has taken all the measures to guarantee the democratic freedom of the gathering and at the same time has requested the cooperation of the organizers to avoid any violence. Due to the disturbing information the police has in the wake of past protests by the same political entities, we urge all participants not to exceed the limits of the law. We call directly to the organizers to take responsibility for not allowing the deviation of the protest. We also recall that the use of any pyrotechnics is not only illegal, but also extremely dangerous to the health and lives of the police and citizens. State police will stick to the strict democratic principle of proportionality and is prepared to respond to any act of violence, said Hainai. Next up tonight, after returning from his visit to Germany, the Democratic Party chair, Luzim Basha, once again stressed that the opposition does not withdraw from their demands made to the Rama government. Basha expressed to the media that there cannot be free elections when Edi Rama has such close ties to the world of crime. He also noted that the Durrës interceptions speak clearly about these connections. The leader of the Democratic Party has called for unity and a wide participation from citizens in today's protest organized by the non-parliamentary opposition. According to Basha, opposition to the government is the greatest investment for the future of Albanian youth and the nation as a whole. Your unity, participation, and determination to lead this battle to secure a victory is the most proud investment for your children, their future, and every Albanian. No more steps backward, stated Basha. Even the Socialist Move for Integration chair, Monica Kriemadi, held meetings with her supporters and called for their participation in the protest, but urged them to avoid any violence. Prime Minister Edi Rama has warned that prosecutors who have revealed any investigative secrets will be held accountable. The Prime Minister stressing today that all those who attempt to hinder the June 30th elections will be punished by the law, stating, on June 30th, these two things will happen. First, the elections will take place and the new mandate will begin. And secondly, all those who will behave wrongly will be punished with the full force of the law. They will face the toughest law. They will be forbidden to go abroad and remain here as part of the blacklist, said Rama. Speaking from Skrapar, Rama said that the corrupted prosecutors have chosen not to do their duty even during the most important moments of the country's integration into the European Union, stating discredited prosecutors, shady prosecutors in their career have preferred that instead of investigating, they'd rather gather all their mud into one big cauldron and deliver it right to the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, once again, he stated that the elections on June 30th will be held as it is the Democratic Party who does not accept to take part in the elections. They have agreed to capitulate without protesting in the elections and have decided to move the democratic battle to the streets. The June 30th elections are a decisive moment to put the red line between the past they embody and the future we want for our children, said Rama. Speaking to the Socialist Movement for Integration Bastion, the Prime Minister also issued a message to Ilir Meta stating, I'm very glad that together with Ilir Meta, we were able to promote the canyons when we went rafting together, but now I've learned how to raft alone, and I can do it all by myself. Meanwhile, Rama will be on an official visit to Brussels on June 10th, where he will be part of the discussions with Brussels officials in the framework of the decision to open up negotiations. Prime Minister Rama's visit to Brussels comes a few days before the meeting of the EU Council of Ministers on June 18th, which will make a decision regarding Albania and North Macedonia. The head of the Albanian government is also expected to meet with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker. Just a few hours before the opposition protest, the socialist candidate of the coalition, Alliance for European Albania, for the municipality of Tirana, Erion Veliaj, called on all Democrats to distance themselves from their leaders who, for the sake of power, want to destroy Tirana and Albania. Veliaj stated, even today's protest will be the same as the ones before, but their protest is losing troops. And you know why? Because a citizen from Kamza that supports them after being part of 8 protests says so far, we destroy the city, but they keep fixing it. The municipality of Kamza for 10 years hasn't planted a single tree, hasn't opened a new school, or reconstructed an existing one. It is not too late for Kamza citizens to join this revolution that aims at transforming everything in a more civilized environment. And of course, there will be a lot of investments in these areas, said Veliaj. The mayor of Tirana also has a clear message for his former allies, the Socialist Movement for Integration and the Party for Justice, Integration and Unity. He talked about the promises that his party has made to the people and stated that they have proved themselves as trustworthy because they always keep their promises. Veliaj also talked about Basha's visit in Germany while mocking his attempt to create a rouse in the political situation. He stressed that no one will stop Albania's progress on its path to development. The mayor then finally expressed his conviction that losing Basha will never become prime minister, as, according to Veliaj, he lacks any accomplishment from his former position as head of the municipality of Tirana. "28 health centers will provide 24-hour service in tourist areas this summer. From Durrës, the Minister of Health, Orgerta Manastirliu, said that they are equipped with basic medical equipment for medical emergencies. It is important to continue with all necessary training, that is, the important measures that citizens need to know, said Manastirliu. The city of Durrës will have 4 out of 28 health centers that will provide health care to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, throughout the tourist season. The Minister of Health inspected the measures taken at the Chiralai beach. For the first time this summer, even the tourists in Durmi and Roy will have this service. Manastirliu says all these centers are equipped with basic medicines and medical equipment for emergencies and medical cases, stating there are about 130 doctors and nurses who are trained to provide primary and specialist care. But what is more important is that over the past few years, we have created a very good combination of work in the health centers vis-a-vis national emergencies and ambulances. In the 24-hour health centers near tourist areas will be opened until September 15th. According to the Ministry of Health, during the past year, about 50,000 vacationers received medical help in Albania. And last up tonight, with the Valley of Valbona and the Alps as a crown, Tropoia has great potential in the development of mountain tourism. The sector has grown in recent years, but there are still issues and shortcomings in the promotion and use. That's why the Peace Corps volunteers who are settled in the northeastern city are directly engaged to solve some of the problems. I am very surprised by this place, which is a treasure of beauty, starting from Valbona Valley to the top of the Alps. But no one of the issues I have noticed is that there is a lack of information on the tourists and the ability to exploit these potentials. I hope that in 2 years of my stay, I will help the municipality to open an information point for tourism and the community to seize the opportunities that have been lost, said one volunteer. Last year, Tropoia was visited about 80,000 tourists, a number that is expected to grow to 100,000 this new season. Local leaders acknowledge that there is still work to be done, but emphasize that accommodation capacities have been increased while the improvement of services still remains a challenge. Folk music, dancing, games, and a fair of local products were all on display at the opening of Tropoia's tourist season. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you so much for watching our English edition this evening. And be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and have a great weekend.